All dressed up waiting for the party, keeping myself busy, play a little game, write myself a letter with the piano, singing lots of nonsense, but saying just the thing. Singing, singing, singing just the same. Singing, singing, singing just the same. Wearing lots of friends, ready for some dancing, keeping myself happy, keeping myself sane. Write myself a new song, play the fifth, saying lots of nonsense, but saying just the same. Saying, saying, saying just the same. Singing, singing, singing just the same. Singing, singing, singing just the same. All right, guys, we're going to start in just a second. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh, here comes Mr. Humblebeads with my cup of tea. Served in a pumpkin cup. The best way to have tea, don't you guys think? Love it. Well, I'm so glad you guys are joining me. I'm jumping in a few minutes early because we just wanted to introduce, for those of you that are new, we wanted to talk about a few things that relate to the whole Great Bead Destash event. And the first thing is that there are 8 businesses, 8 artists who are presenting this week, today. So that means that each business is doing whatever works best for their business. So some people are doing live sales, like taking comments to do live sales with apps. Some people are sending you to their website for the sales, and then and so it's a mix. And so you need to stop in and see what each company is up to. And so the best place to watch everything is on the Great Bead Extravaganza website. I mean, not website, Facebook page. There we go. All right. So each company is their own entity. They're going to do things their own way. Stop in to see what their sales are for the weekend, how they're going to do their presentation, whether it's going to be live sales on the video. Ooh, I really need the tea. Let's cool down for a minute. Or if, like myself, all of my web sales are going to be on my website. So that's the difference there. Okay, let me make sure I've covered everything. Okay, yes. And so every company has their own discounts, their own shipping time. And so be sure to pay attention at each presentation. All right. Go to the Great Bead Extravaganza page on Facebook to see all the streams throughout the day. This is the schedule. There we go. So you're going to start out with me in just a minute. So Humblebeads, Heather Powers, and then Candy Cooper is coming up at 10:30 for Nostalgica. We have Sawflex is going to be from 12 to 1. And this is all Eastern time. You'll have to see what that's in your area, we have Kate with the Bead Shop at 1:30. Jill McKay will be at 3. And Cynthia Green Girl Studios at 4:30. Neelay is going to be with us at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Silver Silk and more. And then the Bead Place with Abby is going to be on at 7:30. So 8 hours of presentations. Turn us on while you're making jewelry. Shop along with us. Have your 2 windows open, one watching us, one shopping. That's the way to do it. Okay. I want to first, before we, that's a little beforehand. I'm not very smooth in the morning. I'm kind of tired. Was up late last night taking care of someone. So I need some caffeine, have some tea that will hopefully help a little bit. If you're here, say hello. I'd love to hear from you. Again, just to remind you guys, each presenter is their own business, so be sure to check out their presentations to find out how to shop their sales, what their sales are for the weekend, if they have any special promos. Some are doing giveaways, like at the end of today's video, I will be doing a $50 gift certificate to humblebeads.com. So make sure you stay and watch. And then any questions that you have for the individual business, you'll want to ask them. Contact them through their website would be the best way. If you have a question that's about an order, or if you have a question about what they're talking about on the video, of course, ask during the video. All right, guys, I am so glad to see so many of you here with me. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. If you're new to Humblebeads, I'm Heather Powers. I am a bead maker, an author, illustrator, jewelry designer, instructor, and I am really excited to be with you guys this morning. We're going to have a cozy little morning. If you have a cup of something warm, cheers. Let's start the day. I'm going to be starting by turning my camera over. Let me get my other camera set up. I almost had everything perfect. Isn't that just the way? So if you guys are here, where are you watching from this morning? I will be very impressed if anyone's from the West Coast, since it's so early. And 9 o'clock usually isn't early for me, but today it feels early. That's just how some days are. I'm actually not an early morning person, but definitely more of a morning person. Okay, I'm just getting my other camera up here real quick. Give me 1 second, you guys. Sorry. So how today will go for my presentation is that I will be sharing my curated collections, what I'm offering for the Destash, showing you the goods first, right? That's what we need to do. And then I'm going to be sharing some of my inspirations with you. And then also, sorry, I can never do things smoothly. I'm going to be sharing a little bit of Humblebeads lore. You guys will have, I'd love to have a conversation if you guys have questions about the bead making life or how I come up with ideas. We'll have kind of an Ask Me Anything at the end where you guys can chit chat with me about what it's like to okay. Just 1 second, guys. All right. You guys had a nice view of my head for all that time. It would be a miracle if I ever did anything smoothly in the beginning. Oh my gosh, you guys are watching from all over the country. Got lots of some East Coast people. Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces and lots of new people. Welcome, welcome. Good morning on purpose. Oh, all right. Let's get to the fun. I'm going to turn my camera over. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera over here to stage. There we go. You guys ready for the good stuff? The beauties, that's what we want to see. Show us the beads. And so what I've done for the Great Bead Stash, and did I mention that, Kay, you have insomnia, so maybe you haven't gone to bed yet. Anita, you are in the San Francisco Bay up at 6 a.m. Good job. It is a weekday, though, right? It's not like I'm infringing on your guys' weekend. 6 a.m. on a weekend would be a tall order. Okay, so I did mention that I had a little family emergency last night. And so I have not gotten myself together as much as I would like. So I'm going to be posting my sales after the Soft Flex presentation. So at 1 p.m., I will be having my sales go live. So I wish I could have everything smooth and working out exactly like I wanted, but I don't know about you guys, but my happiness is contingent upon going with the flow. Everyone is okay, Wendy, but it was a long night of taking care of someone. So they are doing okay. All right. What I did for the destash, because I don't have a huge inventory, I keep things tight at Humblebeads. And one of the things, especially because most of my beads are handmade out of polymer clay. I'm a bead artist, if you guys didn't know that. And so I pulled together what would go with the art beads. And so I'm going to just play with the beads and share with you guys the curated collections that I made that will match with the artisan beads that you guys love so much. So I'm just going to share with you what's in each of my collections. In each of the collections, I put together between 5 and 8 of them. So I have about maybe 40 different curated collections that we have. And I apologize, my lighting is not the very best because one of my lights decided not to work, but that's okay. So this is my first curated collection. I tried to do them based on seasons. So this would be the spring season. And I've added lots of check flowers in the spring one because what doesn't say spring but flowers? And then we have a little bird. I have some vintage Terra cast stock of various beads and findings. So I've included a little bit of those in each one. And I have this these little green beads. They're showing up really bright on the on the screen, but they're not that bright, just to let you guys know. They're a little more muted. The photo shows the color a little bit better that we'll have. And then my little wobble, the artisan beads that I made in here, are a terracotta peachy color. They're kind of a mix between a terracotta and a peach. I thought that looked really sweet together. So you guys, you'll be able to add an art bead to this, and then you could make earrings, bracelets, and a necklace out of everything that's in here. Oh, and I do have a little brass skeleton key that you can stamp on the top of it. You could stamp a little word or something that's meaningful to you on the top. So that is set number 1. This is my spring inspiration. Make sure I don't lose any beads. And I think almost every collection I have a wide variety of check glass beads, from little 4mm ones up to 22mm with the big flower. I tried to put some roller beads in each one, along with all the different shapes. So just a wide variety in each little kit. Okay, let's jump over to this one. I would consider more autumn with the dark purple. I want to know, do you like purple beads? I feel like people who love purple beads are passionate about loving purple beads. Like, they really love purple. It's one of their favorite colors. But I will say, going over our sales and inventory, purple is one of the colors that we sell the least of. So I'm curious, are you a fan of purple? Let me know. Okay, Lisa, these aren't on the website yet. They were going to be at humblebeads.com, and I will be listing them or publishing them. They're in the middle of being listed. They will be published at 1 p.m. So great. So I'm just sharing with you guys right now, and then we'll be, I'll send out a quick little email reminder at 1 o'clock. So make sure you guys go to humblebeads.com to sign up. All right, guys, I am just sharing what I've made for the Great Bead Destash. I'm not doing a live sale. This is just a show and tell, a share. And at 1 o'clock at humblebeads.com, there's a category called Destash, and I'll have a link at the top of the website, and you'll go on there, and all of the Destash items will be in there. Yeah, Heather, I find that when I'm thinking of purple and I want to play with purple, I definitely want to add it with green. I think it's that floral inspiration. Oh, good. I'm glad some of you do love purple. So, Brooke, the prices vary. I don't have them in front of me right now, but they will be 20 to 30% off the retail value. I'm sorry, like I said, my night and morning didn't go as planned, but we're just going to roll with it. We're going to share what's going to be on the website at 1 o'clock. And then at 1 o'clock, you guys will head over. Oh, great question, Brooke. It's Eastern Standard Time. I'm actually going to put a little comment here. One second, I'm just typing it in. And then I'll highlight it so you guys can see. There we go. So my Destash sale, because life happens, is going to be live at 1 p.m., which will be after the Soft Flex. So after you're finished shopping with Soft Flex, you can head over to Humblebeads and see these curated collections. I have some individual curated collections too, and then I have some art beads that we're clearing out and some different strands that are going to be on sale also. And the sales are going to be 20 to 30% off. And the prices will be on the website. Sorry, wish life didn't throw me curveballs. Okay, my purple collection. I have purple wobbles, and these are the polymer clay artisan beads that I include in each one. Then we have 2 of the large hibiscus flowers, which look really great as focals on necklaces. We have a little bluebird of happiness. Then I have a really great mix of check glass beads from lilac to this is kind of a, what is that, Montana blue, these really dark blue beads, and then a really pretty purple roller bead. I have some really large 12 millimeter melons. Guys, these big melons, if you put a bead cap on them, they are the perfect little pumpkins. Oh, yeah. So people really love purple when they're a fan of it, and then, but it's definitely it's royalty, it's creativity, it's a rare color. And so the other thing I wanted to share with you guys that's in here, I had a few of these really cool check glass buttons, and I will make sure it's, yeah. So they have they go from light purple to a bluish, a light bluish purple to a darker lilac color. They're so fun. I only had 1 strand of these, so I broke it up into the kits, and I threw 2 of these in each of the purple kits. Now, each of the curated collections, I have between 5 to 8 of them to list, and so you'll be able to hopefully grab the one that you like. Again, Humblebeads is all about small batches, the more artisan curated collections, and my little metal pieces that I have to go with. I have pewter beads, and we have a really cool owl coin, and then I have some findings in pewter that are vintage tiara cast findings. So we got some tubes, some moons, and some little bead caps. Yes, the little button is be so cute for a clasp. And you guys, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. If you love bead soup, soup's on. This is delicious. Okay, so that's enough of the purple. We all agreed green goes really well with purple, but don't forget your other neutrals, because purple is, the complement is gold. Anything in the brown, golden brown family, coppery brown, all of those will work really well with purple. Okay, now we're going to go to summer. This is a little summer collection that I put together. Blues and greens, flower sky. This is a happy little break collection. Okay, let me get this up here to share with you guys. So we have lots of check favorites. Here's another little button. These ones are little flowers. They're little hibiscus flowers. And again, so cute for clasps. We have some roller beads in here in a few different colors. The roller beads work really well on leather cord. With that little some piggy beads in here, and some special little silky beads that have 2 holes, so you have some fun designs to play with. We have some more hibiscus. Ooh, I really love these roller beads. Let's get this in focus. They have copper foil. I love that. Oh, yeah. So Wendy says she doesn't know why, but she has a hard time adding those accent colors. And she relies on me for a little color inspiration. Wendy, I do two things. I follow a color wheel and use colors that are either directly across from the the main color that I'm using. So here I have blue, green, so orange would pop and look really well with this color combination. Orangish yellow would also work really nicely. A reddish orange would look pretty. Um, Anything in the copper color because that also works with it. And then you'll notice I have like green and then blue. If you look on a color wheel, you'll see green and blue are right next to each other on the color wheel. So you could add gold because that's yellow, green, blue, or you could add purple. And so those are called analogous colors when colors are next to each other on the color wheel. If you pick the one that's next to it, that will make a harmonious color combination. So that's why blue and green work so well together. So that's a little color theory for you. The other thing that I do is go to Pinterest and find color combinations, find color palettes or photos to work with, and I let other people who have done the work before me and use them for my inspiration. Okay, we have a brass butterfly, and you guys could stamp this with a texture or with flower stamps, or you could leave it as is. We have the Humblebeads wobbles in a sky blue. Then I have two tropical leaves, pewter tropical leaves in here. And I found these in my stash. It's a pewter piece. It's a cast piece, but it's fashioned after Hill Tribe silver, and it's double strand, kind of like a slider. But guys, I just think it reminds me of binoculars, and I would so use this as a binocular charm on a summer-inspired travel piece. Am I a nut? I just want to like hold it up and look through. The little dollhouse fan in me just found that to be too cute and precious. Yeah, Louisa made a great suggestion. She said color wheels and the Pantone color books you can get for free. And where do you get the Pantone color books for free? I don't know if I've ever seen those. Louisa, that sounds awesome. I've seen the really expensive ones that designers use that are definitely not free. Yes, Pinterest. I know. I'm going to share with you guys some Pinterest inspiration coming up next and where my current inspirations are coming from, what's inspiring me at the moment in the studio. Okay, it snowed the other day, so winter is on my mind. Not that I don't like the winter of January or February, when winter's gone on for too long, but the first snow that happens of the season never ends to fill me with delight. I think I'll be 80 years old and still feeling like a child on the first day of the first snow of the year. And so that happened this week. And so I put together this really cute little wintry palette inspired by the snow, but also knits. I've really been interested in Fair Isle knits and finding inspiration for them. So some of this is inspired by that. We have aqua. We have this sky blue color. I have some Picasso finish that are a little bit of brown on the beads that just add to that winter feel. We have some spindles that have that coloring in here and some little flowers. And we have some lots of little light blue, sky blue, dark blue beads. And then I threw in these really little pretty snowy leaves. Yes. So, Louisa asked, Louisa, if you look on the screen there, it says the Bead Destash sale. It's going to be at humblebeads.com at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's when I'm going to have my sale will publish and go live. Oh, and look at these little cathedral beads with the white and the little silver. So wintry, and you have 4 in there. So very cute for earrings. These tubes, I like them for earrings. What I would do with these guys is put a little bead cap and then a artisan bead and then dangle a bunch of little flowers underneath it. Very cute way to use those little tube beads. And the special beads that I have in here for you, I have a white, it's kind of a pinkish white. Can I say that? Pinkish white. It's kind of like not a beige. It's a white with a pink undertone. It has like a pinkish glaze on top of it. So we have a little bird for you. The wobbles in teal. A wintry owl. Cute. You could also use patina paint on the background here and make this white. And then you could have a snowy owl. And again, for each of these mixes, I have between 5 and 8 sets of them that will be on the website. And then we have a Hill Tribe inspired pewter charm. So that's my winter mix here. Oops. Make sure I didn't lose any of them. Okay. Did you guys ever play with Legos when you were a kid, or buttons? And you just get to run your hands through the beads or the blocks or the buttons. That's what this feels like. It's a very satisfying experience. Oh. Okay, let's move along. I have 2 holiday mixes. Maybe I'll save those for last. Let's show my 2 autumn. Well, I have 1 autumn and 1 summer. So, humongous hibiscus leaf. These look really good with patina paint over them. I really like the white on this. Oh, yes, Wendy, Grandma's Button Collection. That was my first introduction to, they weren't beads, but that creating with little tiny objects with holes in them were definitely my grandma's button collection. Organizing them by color or shape, making little pictures with them. Many hours of delightful memories of my grandma's button collection. Probably what put the seed of beads in my mind. Okay, have a really beautiful autumn mix here. My screen, and I hope my screen is just bad. These look green on my screen. They are a really beautiful, mild yellow. They're not like a bright acidic yellow. They're a very buttery kind of yellow. So we have some big 14 millimeter hibiscus, some small ones. I have lots of cactus flowers in here. And we have roller beads, and these ones are in a golden hue. I have these really cool bicones that are Picasso on the ends, and then they have this little ribbon of orangish yellow around the middle. And put some little acorns in here for you guys too. We have some spindles. And then along with our hibiscus, we have a hexagon charm. I love to hang beads off the bottom of this and then have like one of my little Humblebeads birds on the top. Instant necklace. Add a few little charms and tiny things on the bottom for accents. Really love a hexagon frame for that. Wobbles are in olive green. And then some more of that vintage tiara cast And we have bead caps that have like a little scroll pattern along the edge. Really cute and fun. So that's the autumn mix. The next mix, it's in autumn colors, but it's inspired by monarchs. So I'm calling this one Monarch Migration. And there's a lot. This is the biggest mix that I made. We have a lot of goodies in here for you guys. And I did 8 of these, so we have quite a few of them in stock. So many fun treasures. This is probably one of my favorites of the mix. Well, I can't say that. I love each and every one of them. They are all so much fun. Okay. All right. Lots of orange. These are a brighter yellow, but they're not green like they're showing up on my screen. I hope they're not showing up green for you guys either. We have some more of those really cool bicones. The larger melons, again, put a bead cap on it, and they are the perfect little pumpkin. You can use a little wire on the top to make a tendril. There's a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to make pumpkins. We have our little bird, lots of tiny flowers, fire polish in 5mm, and then 4mm. I have rondellas in here and some little melons, lots of the bell flowers. And for our special beads, instead of wobbles, this one has a pair of monarch disc beads, hence our monarch migration. Then we have a brass butterfly charm. I threw in a 15mm jump ring because that's like my favorite thing ever when designing. We have a yellow-orange hibiscus flower, the big ones, and then some of that vintage tiara cast findings in tubes, and a really cool coin bead, and then some little tiny beads. So many possibilities, Candy. You are right. This one you definitely could make quite a few pieces. Lots of earrings, bracelet. You could do a whole necklace if you wanted to. You could mix and match with beads you have at home. Put them together with a larger focal bead. You could do a little cascade of butterfly charms in all different sizes. That would be really pretty with that mix. Okay. Springtime in Paris. That's the inspiration for this one. I would really like to experience springtime in Paris one year. That's my bucket list. Oh, the metal tubes. I would use them just like I would use these tubes, where I would put a bead cap on one side with a rondelle and then a little spacer on the bottom, and then do that on an eye pin. And then on the bottom, I would dangle little charms off them. But both of these, also the tubes and the glass ones, have a larger hole, so you could also string them on a leather cord and just have them, and then have your art bead and then some dangles with the mixes, the beads from the mix. That would be a fun way to use the tubes too. And the tubes, they have larger holes on both sides, so if you wanted to use it like as a link, you could put it with O beads. If you guys don't know what O beads are, They're one of my favorite little design elements. I know, well, okay, I'm pretty sure that you can find them at the bead shop and the bead place. And so in O-Bead, they're glass spacers. They're 4mm, and you put them on the end of your tubes, and they tighten that hole so you don't have a big hole at the bottom, and it will work well with eye pins or wire wrapping. And you could do that with both the metal beads and the little tube beads. You know, definitely when you have those beads that are a little different, I try to show examples. And so I do have some projects on YouTube that show how to use the tube beads. Okay, springtime in Paris. So we have the great check glass mix. I did throw some acorns in there just because it's that time of year and I like the color, and I had a lot of them in my inventory, so I tried to add some acorns in, as many as I could. You have a little teal bird here, some large 14mm hibiscus, really nice teal, or not teal, aqua roller bead that has a gold foil center. Quite magical. Have some 8mm cathedral beads in this really pretty teal color. This teal is probably my most used bead color. When I go to make beads and I'm in a color rut, it's going to be teal. I just can't help it. And teal can go in lots of different ways. You could pair it up with more pastel colors if you wanted to pull out the spring, but you could also mix in rusts and brown, which again would be those colors opposite of the color wheel, kind of like how we have it here with the big hibiscus bead, and that will give it a more earthy, year-round kind of feel. We have the butterfly blanks. You get 2 Eiffel Towers, so you can use them for earrings. And then the large hibiscus bead. Okay, now I have my 2 last ones to show you here. And they're both holiday. And this one I kind of messed up, and after I took the picture, I just dumped everything in here. So in the bottom of this is a little package of super duos, but they're all kind of just mixed in at the moment. So let me separate the big bead from the smaller ones so you can see what we have here. And this, depending on your mood and what you've mixed with it, there's nothing that screams Christmas in here. This is just one of the color combinations that I picked out for Christmas. But it could definitely be a spring combination as well. It doesn't have to be Christmassy. I enjoy more non-traditional adjacent colors for Christmas colors. So these are teal, green, and pink with some dark burgundy and some little bright jolts of the spring green in there to add a Christmas feel to it without it being screaming in your face Christmas. Yes, Wendy, definitely inspired by a vintage Christmas with this color combination. So let me give you guys, you can see all the super duos. I have to separate them, but that's for Heather after 1 o'clock. Post 1 o'clock, Heather, I'll be separating the beads out. So we have the icy leaves that are in here. I have some sweet little white bellflowers, some cactus flowers in this punchy raspberry color, along with some tiny little cathedrals. Cathedrals are really sweet. They are clear, and then they have the pink running through it, and on the ends have some different shades of roller beads in here. in green, and this one has a copper foil. It's a great little mix. And then the special beads that are in here, we have teal acorns, a teal bird. Oh, here's my other, my big roller bead that's in here. It's gold foil in the middle, and then there's little bits of aqua, and I think it looks very snowy. We have wobbles in the speckled green, a really nice big chunky jump ring that's edged. It has a great texture on it. And then I threw in these diamond charms that I thought looked vintage holiday. And you could paint these, you could paint each of the little diamonds in a pink and green, and that would be really cute and festive too. I would paint them in a random pattern of a limey olive green and that raspberry color, and then leave a few of these in just the brass color. That would be really cute for those charms. Okay. Again, if you're coming in late, the beads will be available at 1 o'clock after the Softflex presentation. So after you're done shopping with Softflex, you can head to Humblebeads and see what we have over there with the curated collections, which is what I've been showing you. And my last one, I went all out for Christmas. This is the festive curated collection. A very classical Christmas collection. So we have classic red and green mixed in with the frosty whites, the roller beads. I have the roller beads in several different gold and I just did gold on here for the roller beads. They have that foil on the inside, so they kind of glow, which is really nice. Then we have some other little golden accents, some little mint 4mm, and some teeny little 3x2mm rondelles in a burgundy color. Then your special beads are wobbles and olive, a teal bird, a really juicy red flower, perfect for a holiday. And I love it paired up with the green two beads and the white flowers, like this together. Makes me want to have Christmas cookies. And the really special piece that's in here is these I had designed for Vintage for a collection that they did. It's a casting of my polymer clay leaf done in pewter and then painted with a teal. And so each one has one of these. They are available nowhere in the world. They're all out of production. And so I had a little stash of them and decided to put them in here. So each of these has one of those super special Humblebeads pewter leaves. That is that's the curated collections that I did that are in groups. So these are smaller curated collections that have just the wobbles in them, and then you'll add your focal beads and findings to make bracelets, necklaces, and earrings. Let me clean this up just for a second so I don't have anything fall over on me. And then I have several sets that I've done that are just one-offs. And so let me grab one of those to share with you guys. So this one has all of these that I've done that are the one-of-a-kinds. They have one or two strands of beads in them, several different focal beads, some disc beads or spacers. So it's and these are all one-of-a-kind. I didn't do any multiples of this because they were just really, truly going through my stash and picking out the goodies. So we have a really pretty golden raspberry mix. Perfect for autumn. We still have a few weeks of autumn left. But you could also wear this color combination anytime. Oop, we have 2 spacers and wobbles in this one. A collection of leaves and flowers and other little beads in golds, yellows, oranges, topaz, and then that raspberry color. A strand of cactus flower beads, and then these itty bitty little 3mm melons. And these are a yellow, orangish yellow with a matte gold finish on them. Super cute and special. And then the special beads in here, we have a Humblebeads bee pendant, some orphan disc beads, all different. A few of them you could use for earrings. You have 2 pairs that you could use for earrings, and then the ones in the middle are individual ones. 2 pairs of spacers, a little dandelion charm. Then we have our hex pendant and a brass key. So this you can actually bend and use as a bracelet focal. Really cute. So those I have 8 sets of different color combinations, all one of a kind. Oh no, not 8. There's like 10 to 12. I forgot I have and I have all different focal beads for that. I have some Van Goghs, I have some wintry ones, I have the bees, and I think that's it. Yeah, the Van Goghs are really pretty, so those will all be available at 1 o'clock, and those are all one of a kinds, where each set is just one. Okay, I have about 15 more minutes, so I want to share a few things with you guys. So when you do go shopping on my website at humblebeads.com, the sale will be at 1 o'clock. Again, that's when everything will be live, because life just got in the way in a really in your face kind of way last night when I was finishing up, and I just didn't get a chance to finish everything. So we have our Bead Destash gift is $50. If you spend $50, you'll receive a free pair of wobble artisan wobbles and acrylic leaves. And if you didn't see my live video from Tuesday, I showed you guys 3 earring options with the little acrylic leaves, how to paint them to make them look artisan. So we did frosted tips, and then we did them in autumnal accents of copper. And so be sure to check out that video later this week. And so you'll have the start of a pair of earrings with those. All right, now I'm going to share my screen with you guys and talk about inspiration. So when I'm making beads, and I'm a bead maker, that's my big, the big thing that I do is make beads. And so a lot of my bead making starts with Pinterest mood boards. And so I'll start pinning things that look interesting to me, and then I'll start sketching after that, either sketching just color ideas where I'll just take the colors and sketch out little color palettes, or the designs and motifs. And so right now I am super, super inspired by Fair Isle knits and quilts equally. And so over the next few weeks, you're going to see a lot of beads that are going to have the DNA of both of these inspirations. One second. I needed a drink of tea. Okay. And so this is how I mine color palettes and inspirations. As a bead maker, I would take some of these Fair Isle knits and sketch them out and decide how I'm going to make them into beads. As a jewelry designer, I would use the designs for color combinations, but also the idea of how can I make the repetitions of colors and shapes to mimic the idea of these rows of different stitches and colors. And then the way, oh, and all of the quilts that I've been looking at and loving are just the classic quilt designs, just a very simple. I neither knit nor sew, but I make beads, and I'm inspired and love these color combinations and designs. So they're going to become beads. So I can appreciate and love the craft and translate them into my medium, which is polymer clay. And you can see here, oh, these colors just make me swoon. You're definitely going to be seeing some beads in the next few weeks in these colors from me. The other thing, like where you have the little, I don't know the name of it, but whatever the quilt pattern is with the star, like I just look at that and see super duos and or the little 2-hole triangle beads. Like there's bead shapes that fit in that I'm like, how could I rearrange or string beads to have that shape and style? So I will put this on my Facebook page, on the Humblebeads Facebook page, so you guys can look through this Pinterest board and pin the ones that you find inspiring too. Like, oh, just look at this sweater. Like, oop, I didn't log into my account. I could just see this inspire a little collection of beads with that motif. I love it so much. Okay, so that's that's one way that I'm inspired by other crafts to create. Okay, let me go back here. All right, and all of my beads, and most of my jewelry designs, I use sketching as my first step. So I have a little sketchbook and I just doodle. You don't have to be an artist to do little sketches because beads are just circles and dashes, and you can just do a little tiny doodles. It doesn't have to look exactly like a rendered piece of jewelry. All right. Have a few more minutes. I'm going to do the drawing. But if you guys have any questions about Humblebeads, about my inspiration, anything that I talked about, I would love to chat with you guys. Ask some questions. I will answer a few of them. So let me go ahead and pull up the giveaway tool real quick. The hashtag Destash is going to be what we're collecting for the giveaway. So hashtag Destash, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see that. Hashtag Destash, all caps, will get you entered into the drawing. We're going to do a $50 gift certificate drawing. So go ahead and enter that hashtag Destash. And if you have any questions, pop them in here. I will answer one or two of them. So I was thinking of beginnings the other day, and my first bead project that I ever did. Do you remember your first bead project that you ever did? Mine was in 5th grade, and the trend of the day that all the little middle schoolers and 5th graders were doing was taking safety pins and putting little tiny colorful seed beads on them and doing a row of them on your shoelaces. Do you guys remember that from the 80s? And I got to go to the local hobby store in town, which was like they sold train and model parts. Like it was that kind of hobby store, not like a craft hobby store. And I picked out a little tiny package of beads and my pins, and oh, just the joy of making that first project. Oh, yeah. And guys, when it comes to things like other crafts, quilts, um, knitting, cross stitch, those are all things that are so easily translated um, into jewelry that you can get inspiration from. I know, Wendy, I miss those tiny little shops too. Actually, fun fact, my great grandfather, Otto, he ran a little craft shop in our town, a little hobby train shop. He loved model trains, and after he retired, he opened a little hobby shop here in town. So it was in my blood to be a hobby crafter. Oh, that's funny. Um, you know, it's Otto Jensen. So he was Swedish, was his lineage. Oh, the quilts are so beautiful. I don't have the patience for sewing or all of the little things like that. So I definitely have the patience in polymer clay. So I translate all of those loves into polymer clay, which just speaks my voice and language. Debbie, I will have a few of those cross stitch pendants available as part of the D stash. Yes, I've been going through and it's time to clean out my bead boxes. Like they're starting to really pile up with little odds and ends, and so there will be a lot of one offs. You know, like I have one thing in my stock left that I'm trying to clean out, and so I'm going through some of the art beads that I'm going to be discontinuing and adding those to the D stash too. So when you go to Humblebeads, in the little menu that's across, there's a D stash one, and I did start to add a few of them in there today. Cross stitch beads. So, Lori, I will show you a little image, or not an image, an example of that, because that sounded kind of weird, huh? Okay, so let me make that big. And here's my little cross stitch pendants where I've done a faux cross stitch design with polymer clay on the pendant. And so I have these in a few different one of a kind pieces that were samples from a class that I taught. Because I do teach a really great session every month. I'll tell you about this. Why didn't I tell you guys about this already? I do something called the Creative Circle, and I didn't realize that Christy Friesen also has a creative circle, so don't get them confused. I'm probably going to rename mine for the new year because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. It's just, I wanted it to be like a hug, all encompassing and circling. And so Creative Circle just seemed like the best way to do it. It's a monthly workshop the last Monday of every month. And it's about creating jewelry as self-care. And so each month has a journal that goes with it, with journal prompts on how to dig in a little deeper into your creative process and how to use jewelry making as part of healing, enjoying life more. You know, there's so much power in creating in the art of healing through creating. And so that's what this course, not course, it's a workshop. So each month there's a fun little project that we do. Sometimes it's just stringing with things that you have in your own stash. Other times we've made focals, like we did the little cross stitch faux ones. What did I do this last? My mind is a total blank of what we just did. Uh, oh, that's embarrassing. I really can't remember. Anyways, different project every month. And our last one for the year is going to be next week. No, 2 weeks, the week of Thanksgiving on Monday. And we're going to be doing a knotted berry inspired bracelet. It's $75 for 3 months. And so the 2 months that we've already done, those are recorded videos that you can go back and watch anytime. That's the other thing. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, my brain. I just totally blanked out on that. Okay, yeah, let me grab. Yeah, the one that we just did were copper acorns. And so we did embossing and stamping on copper acorns. And I showed you guys how to make the whole little copper piece. And we did a oak leaf necklace with oak leaf clasp. I don't know where I put that one. But so usually we do, if we do a component, we'll do a jewelry project to go with it. And it's 2.5 hours each month. And it's a great little group of women that meet with me. And yeah, it's just really, it is good for your soul. Yay. Hi, Jill McKay. All right. So let's draw this winner. Crossing my fingers for all of you. Sandy, yay! I'm so excited for you. I will send your gift certificate right after the video. You won't need to do anything since I know I have your email. And so congratulations, Sandy. Very excited and happy for you guys. Again, my my sale will be on the website at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at humblebeads.com. That's where I'll be sharing. Oh, Kimberly, yes, you are able to go back and watch all of the previous creative circles for the, I do it in 3-month blocks. So this last one was September, October, and November. And so the first 2 are live and ready to go, and you can watch them at any time. And each month I also talk about something, an inspiration, like I just showed, the knit and quilts. And that was the inspiration from this last month. So a little crossover there where you get to see a little bit. And those videos are lifetime access, so you can go back and rewatch them over and over again. And that's on my website, The Creative Circle. And I have that one, and then I have a summer and spring one and a winter one. So a whole year of them that you can go back and purchase each one and watch the replays of all of those. And on the other ones, it shows all the projects you can see and pick which one. All right. The next person on our list, let me put this as the full screen. Let me take off my little banner. Next up, we have Candy Cooper at 10:30. She's going to be the energy and pep in our step, where I was just the calm little, almost ready to take a nap voice this morning. And then we have our whole lineup coming up for the whole day. You can screenshot this, or it's on the Great Bead Extravaganza page, and that's where all of the videos will be streaming if you don't want to have to go and find each presenter. Thank you guys for joining me. I really had fun with you. I hope you guys had fun. And oh, Debbie, I'm going to put that up here. I appreciate you so much. So Deb says, they're very therapeutic, inspiring, and filled with beauty. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had first designed them after my mom passed away as a way to heal through creating. And so the first ones, all 3 of the projects honored my mom. And it was a really special way for me to use creating to heal through grieving. And so there's a lot of deep thought in it, but it's very beautiful. And the projects are not complicated. They're not, anyone could pick them up and do them, but if you've been making jewelry for a long time, they're interesting enough that you won't be bored either. And you guys can look at the projects on the website at humblebeads.com. Yeah, I have 40 plus of the curated collection. So I hope you guys get Humblebeads a small batch. These two hands make everything, and so um, we're more like the treasure. You get to find the treasures in my studio, and the rest of the day is filled with a wide assortment of shops and all sorts of fun stash items. And I would encourage you guys, I'm just going to go on a little tangent really quick here. Get a tray or some kind of container. I like to use a muffin tin myself. And when your Great Bead Extravaganza items start arriving, start rearranging them in these trays and mixing and matching ideas together, and map out 6, 8, 12 little projects that you can do really quickly and have in those muffin tin containers, so that when you're ready to make a project, you just sit down. Everything that you need for that project is in the little container, and you'll be ready to go. And it's a great way to get a nice collection of Christmas presents made or holiday gifts made in a short amount of time. So that muffin tin will post how I did the muffin tin challenge, so you guys could see what that's all about too. So I will post my muffin tin challenge and the Pinterest board for you guys on the Humblebeads Facebook page. So check those out later. If you guys aren't signed up for my newsletter, go to humblebeads.com and sign up for my newsletter, and that will be the links will be going out later today too, when the sales are live. Barbara, my mom, was amazing. And she was also a beader. She loved creating and shared her creativity and gifts with people all over the country, and all of those moments and her love and creativity just shine through everything that we make and remember of her. So thank you for those sweet words. Okay, I gotta go. Candy Cooper's coming up next. You guys got 20 minutes to take a break, look around, see what's going on in different people's shops, and we'll see you at 10:30 for Candy Cooper. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you. Tuesday, I will have live video, so you guys come back on Tuesday, and I'll see you then. Bye.